Alright, I'm doing a quick video Daytona road course low downforce. This is where the series will be racing next week. This package is more difficult than it's been in the past. It was difficult in the past, now it's really difficult. Just getting the power down out of the turns. First thing, for those unfamiliar with VRS, you can go at data packs. I just used alpha settings. I have it as a one I'm watching, so I'll just go in here. His target lap was a 56.003. He recommends, there's a note in here, go back screen. He recommends 10 to 1, 65% brake bias. But 56.003, this is the part a lot of people don't realize you can do tests in iRacing. He did 0% track state. You got to select the car you're going to use, but you could select and then hit test and it'll load up the settings that they use. And I think they try and replicate what the series is actually going to use. Track temp's pretty high for it. But I'll jump over to the sim now. I just do one lap, walk you through the first lap, and then I'll just rewind it, watch it full speed. It's definitely not a perfect lap, but I think I do a 56.1. So, first gear out of the NASCAR chicane. You're gonna kind of brake similar location to where I was for the Corvette at Daytona. Really, this second to, or the third hash marker, second to last one. You're gonna bring it all the way down to first gear. I think the ideal line for these cars is a little bit wider than what we did in the Corvette. Corvette, I think we're going mid-track. This, it's kind of ideal to get it almost out to the white line. Down to first gear, you got to be really patient on the throttle. You can see I'm still not even full throttle right here. I shifted up to second right there. If you watch it, I actually was never at any point full throttle. But these hash marks, I think I'm waiting until this last one. It might be a little bit more cautious to go one or two before that, depending on your level of comfort. You want to swing out as wide as possible, like normal. Heavy braking. You want to do all your braking in a straight line if possible, otherwise it's just going to lock up the wheels and cause some issues. All the way down to first gear, enter a little bit wide, and then you want to cut it to the apex, kind of right in here. Really, once you get the end of this yellow curve here, you can start getting back on the gas some. But again, you got to be really tentative getting on the throttle. There's where I hit max throttle, and then I still am blipping it in and out. Upshift to second. I think I left it in second gear here. You could upshift to third if you need it for stability. But I think I do a complete lift for the kink here. Or almost complete lift. And then I'm completely off the throttle right at the start of this, and that's when I'm going to start braking. So a little bit after this dark patch across the track, kind of where the light asphalt is. So right here, again, heavy braking in a straight line. Down to first gear. Double apex turn, so you're going to kind of want to apex here, and then you're going to swing out a little bit wider, and then apex again. Right where the yellow curb is ending. It's a good point to kind of really start trying to get back into throttle harder. Out as far as you can to the yellow curb here. Right here is where I get back to full throttle, and it's only very briefly. Upshift to second. And then the start of this concrete here is where I started to brake in this car. First gear, get as close to this curve as possible. This turn is still very difficult to get back into the throttle, but you gotta be patient. Still half throttle, a little bit more. and here's where I'm back to full throttle. You'll get up to 4th gear here. And I found it best to start braking before the 3 brakes on here for the bus stop. Just really get it woed down. So right here is where you can see I'm braking it before the 3's on. Down to 2nd gear, and I was maybe a little tentative here, but down to 2nd gear, you just got to make sure you get it woed down. You don't want to take advantage of these curves. The big trick here is keeping it in tighter here. You don't want to push out to the left. That's when you'll get really squirrely on exit. You want to maximize your exit speed here. And you can see I still even miss this curb here, which causes me to get a little sideways here. Up to 3rd. I do get up to 4th here. Right there. And then I'm already off the throttle here. Here's the 7 brake marker. So well before that. You can't get too hard on the brakes here, so you only see I'm at 50% too hard while you're turning. It's going to lock them up. Down to 1st, you want to kind of squeeze in here and kind of get as far to the left as possible, which will allow you to straighten out this final chicane. I did a quick double downshift there, I don't know if you call it that. I could have probably downshifted earlier than that, and I'm still going a little bit straighter here. I could have got further to the left. Again, avoid the curbs. I think I hit it here a little bit on exit, but it works. Power down. You'll get up to 4th gear here, so now I'll go back and watch it at full speed. You can kind of see how on the edge it is. Trying to figure out what was the actual lap. Alright, here we go.